If you'd asked anyone in our family who should handle the paperwork, they would have said Evan without hesitation. Even I would have. Evan was always the organized one. The one who remembered birthdays without Facebook. The one who brought labeled folders to family gatherings and somehow made it look normal. I was the one who sat with our parent in the hospital, brushing their hair back, holding their hand when the machines got too loud. Different roles. Same team. Or so I thought. After the funeral, the house felt wrong. Too quiet, but also too full of memories. Coats still on hooks. A half-finished mug in the sink. I remember standing in the hallway, holding a sweater that still smelled like them, and feeling like my chest was packed with wet cement. Evan broke the silence first. "I'll call the lawyer," he said, already pulling out his phone. "You shouldn't have to deal with this right now." Our younger brother, Caleb, hesitated. "That's a lot to take on." Evan smiled. That same calm, capable smile. "It's fine. Probate is mostly waiting. I can handle the boring stuff." Later that night, sitting on my childhood bed, I told myself we were lucky. Lucky that someone could still function when the rest of us were just trying to breathe without it hurting. He kept us updated. Or at least, it felt like he did. Still waiting on paperwork. Courts backed up. "This always takes longer than people think." "We'll all get our share," Evan said. "It just takes time." And I believed him. I defended him even. When Caleb complained one night in the kitchen, I said, "He's doing his best. This stuff is complicated." I wanted that to be true. I needed it to be true. Because trusting Evan meant I didn't have to carry one more heavy thing. I didn't know yet that my trust was exactly what he was counting on. The first crack showed up on a normal afternoon. I was folding laundry, half watching something I didn't care about, when our family group chat buzzed. Caleb. "Hey, did anyone else get a small deposit from the estate?" I stared at the screen, then typed, "No? Did you?" Caleb. "Yeah, just a few thousand. I thought maybe it was like an advance." My stomach tightened. Our sister, Marissa, chimed in. "I didn't get anything." Neither did I. We asked Evan. "Oh," he replied almost right away. "Different accounts release funds at different times. Totally normal." Marissa. "Should we be worried?" Evan sent back a laughing emoji. "No, you'll get yours. Relax." I tried to. I really did. But weeks went by. Then more weeks. Evan's updates got shorter. Vague. When I called, it often went to voicemail. When he did pick up, he sounded distracted, like I was interrupting something more important. One afternoon, sitting in my car outside the grocery store, I finally called the probate court. I told myself I was just trying to understand the process better. The clerk looked up the case. "Oh, this one's already been processed," she said. My heart started beating too fast. "Processed? How?" "Documents filed, approved, and funds distributed." I swallowed. "Distributed to who?" Typing. A pause. Then she said, "Evan Harper. Not the estate. Not a holding account, just him." I thanked her, hung up, and sat there with my hands shaking in my lap. I remember thinking, there has to be an explanation. But deep down, something cold and sharp was already settling in. The lawyer's office smelled like coffee and old books. I sat there with Caleb and Marissa, my hands wrapped around a cup I wasn't drinking. "Send me everything you have," the lawyer said gently. We did. She compared our copies to what had been filed. "These signatures don't match," she said. I said too quickly, "Maybe Evan's handwriting just changed?" She looked at me for a moment. 3 different spellings of Marissa's name isn't handwriting variation. Dates didn't line up. One document claimed sole executor authority that none of us remembered granting. "Did any of you sign this?" she asked. We all said no. The notary denied witnessing it. The bank flagged the transfers. The court asked for originals that couldn't be produced. That's when Evan started calling me, a lot. "You're blowing this up, Violet." I was just trying to speed things up. I was going to fix it. "Why are you doing this to me?" I wanted to scream, "Why did you do it to us?" But instead I said, "Evan, just tell me the truth." There was a long pause. Then, "It's not what you think." It was exactly what I thought. The lawyer called me on a Tuesday morning while I was getting dressed for work. "There's been a referral," she said carefully, "to the district attorney." I sat down on the edge of the bed. "For what?" I asked, even though I already knew. "Forgery, fraud, misrepresentation to the court." By the end of the week, Evan's accounts were frozen. Some transfers were reversed, some weren't. His messages turned frantic. "I didn't mean it like this." I was going to give it back. "It was just temporary." "Violet, please. Can you talk to them for me?" When investigators showed up at his door, the family group chat went silent. Later, he called me, crying. "You're my sister," he said. "You're supposed to be on my side." I closed my eyes. "I was, Evan. You're the one who left first." He hung up, and I cried harder than I had since the funeral. Not because of the money, but because I finally understood what we'd really lost. Most of the money came back, not all of it. But that wasn't what changed us. Family dinners became careful. Conversations stayed on the surface. Caleb stopped making jokes. Marissa stopped inviting everyone at once. Evan is facing charges now, real ones, court dates, consequences he can't talk his way out of. Some relatives still say, "This should have stayed in the family." Or, "Money makes people do stupid things." But he didn't steal from money. He stole from us. He stole from a moment when we were tired, grieving, and willing to believe the person who sounded the most sure. I still miss the brother I thought I had. And some days, that hurts more than everything else. Because you can recover numbers. You can't recover who someone used to be to you.